Hey guys, how's it going? This is Javier Martinez from Beyond the 90. For those who you don't know me, I cover La Liga and anything related to Spanish football on the Futbolinho network. For a while, I've been meaning to create my own video blog to cover not just games, but anything related to Spanish football, important events, not just to be able to write as well, but also do video networks to really not just go in, but also connect with the viewer, connect with you guys who come in to log on to read and watch all our videos on Beyond the 90. So today is the first video that we're going to start off today, analyzing the first big game of La Liga season, which was the derby between Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid, which was quite a surprising encounter how it finished today. Atletico winning obviously is never out of the realms of possibility, but doing it the manner, the score line they did was something quite surprising from I think probably from anyone, even Atletico fans themselves. Quite some That was quite a showing they did. It probably is the best game I've seen Atletico play in from start to finish in years, where it's not just that they were go not just that they scored, but they were also going for the game and not just sitting back. They always had this high intensity. Was something quite remarkable, something I think probably even Xabi Alonso at Madrid didn't expect at all. So from the Atletico perspective, I have to say, hats off to them. What a showing, what a performance. Like I said, one of the best performances they've had in not just the season, but really in the past few years. From the beginning of the game to the last play of the game. What begs the question also is going into the Simeone issue is why isn't Aleti able to play in this manner constantly or regularly? Because we've seen a lot of their games where obviously they're always defensive. They always stay back. Always probably not even really going for a counterattack. Just really full out defensively. Just staying locked in the back, and it was something I no none of us expected to see this from Aleti, this high intensity throughout the entire game up until Julian Alves scored the fourth goal today, which is where Aleti, probably because of the high intensity they had played throughout the entire game, started to tire out. So, and with the score line, they started to drop back a little bit, but really they were in Madrid's face from the very beginning. It was something really, like I said, Xabi Alonso did not expect, uh, probably didn't expect to see that happen. So, like I said, hats off to Atletico. It was their best performance in a while. From the Madrid perspective, to be honest, what will be concerning, obviously, the performance was really bad. It was Xabi Alonso's first real test in the league season. Obviously, he had the Club World Cup, but you could technically say that that was still Ancelotti's team. So you can kind of say the loss against PSG obviously has responsibility, but you can kind of excuse that a little bit. But this was his first big test in the league this season against Atletico, and really what shocked me wasn't the performance or the way the team played. It was more his decisions he made today seemed to be very conformative to the players. He's always, he started off very well, sitting down Vinny and a few players, trying to send them a message to get them to play their best version, which has been great. He's had a great start to the season, Xabi Alonso, I mean. But today, very first game of the season, he really was really surprised. The starting lineup didn't really surprise me too much. I mean, Jude Bellingham starting for the first time this season was a surprise, but you can say, okay, he wanted to have a bit more creativity in the midfield. But then as the game went on, really didn't. He seemed to just be conformative, and I mean, putting on when he put on Rodrigo, the natural replacement would have been Vinny. He kept Vinny on throughout the entire game. Then putting in Gonzalo the last few minutes of the game when Madrid were already crossing, Atletico were sitting back in their box, and Madrid was crossing or couldn't even cross because Atletico was so well trained, and then and the fact that there was Madrid doesn't have anyone who's really good, no striker who's really good at aerial plays. So really was something that just, at least for me, that was the thing that was more disappointing in from Xabi Alonso. The fact that he took out a lineup that was very conformative, and then afterwards didn't really do anything to really help the team. Hausen today was really got exposed today. Um, Alvaro Carreras not so much, but didn't exactly have his best game. But then, like I said, in the second half, once the team was down, instead of trying to just make substitutions for the best of the team, he just seemed to try being comforted, not upset. It's almost like he didn't want to upset Vinny, didn't want to upset some of the players out there. I'm sorry to say that, it doesn't seem natural that you've had Rodrigo coming off the bench many times, always coming on for Vinny. Vinny, when he's on the bench, comes off for Rodrigo. And today, the biggest game when everything's on the line, you're down in the scoreline, and you just decide to put Rodrigo on, excuse me, and not take out Vinny. You take out Bellingham, which obviously it made sense to take off Bellingham, but it would have made more sense to take him off earlier instead of Arda Guler. So really, that was something. And then to put on Gonzalo only the last few minutes when that change should have been made 15 minutes earlier was really surprising. So that's really where I'm just gonna go with. Because overall the game was really a nightmare for everyone. First big game for Xabi Alonso in at Madrid, and well, it was really bad, and I'm being very polite by saying really bad. So we'll see. We'll see how he responds. There are a lot of players out there who really, Hausen, as I said, had a shocker. Alvaro Carreras, not as bad, but so. Even Courtois, by his standards, was very average. I think I'm forgetting someone else. Forgive me if there's someone I'm forgetting. And then, as I mentioned, Alonso not making the necessary changes that had to be made to the team, seemed to be very conformative, which is the thing that would concern me the most. Just seeing the fact that he's not willing to, he was unbalancing the team and not willing to make the necessary changes. But in fairness to him, it is still early on in the season. He's still through the door. So obviously, contrary to last season where you had Ancelotti for already a few years, this one you kind of say, okay, he's still learning, still maturing as a coach. Let's also not forget he's only been coaching professionally for only a few years, even though he did wonders at Bayer Leverkusen. But still, I mean, you would expect a little bit more from him. But we'll see what happens with Xabi Alonso moving forward. I don't know if this is something that could sink the team or something that helps him to renew the team, to get the team to playing at a much higher level. So we'll have to see that. And finishing off with Atletico, now we'll have to see how they respond, because really like I said, the performance was really something that none of us expected. Them winning obviously could have been expected, but the manner in which it was played from all of us, I mean, from anyone, even Madridistas and Atletico fans would say to themselves, "Wow, there's something that we didn't expect." So yeah, but now the question is, moving forward, what's Atletico gonna do? I mean, are they gonna at least try to play in that same manner, trying to take advantage of the moments? Simeone saw that they had a chance to destroy Madrid, that they were down, and he took the opportunity. Something he hasn't done. He's failed to do many times in the past, particularly also against Madrid in the Champions League last year, where they scored 30 seconds in, and then he just dropped the team back. Just dropped the team defensively. So that's something that we'll have to see how Atletico responds. A good win for them, especially after this bad season. Let's see if that kicks off their season, excuse me. So and we'll see how it all goes. So for all of you guys, what did you think? Was there something that Madrid could have done better? Is there something that I'm missing from the Atletico perspective? If you guys have any thoughts, please let me know. Put a comment in the bottom, and like and subscribe to the channel. So thanks, guys. Thanks for viewing, and we'll see you later on.